What's up, guys? Okay, I got the best acolyte theory. I'm throwing it out there. Curveball left field, but this is definitely going to hit a home run. So the acolyte trailer came out. People hated it. People loved it. I liked it. So deal with it. But here's my acolyte theory, and I think this is going to be pretty crazy. So the show's High Republic era set 100 years, 150 years before the Phantom Menace. People who know Darth Bane and Darth Plagueis, we know that the Rule 2 is in existence and that there's two Sith, one to lead and one to claim the power. We're thinking that this timeline is about Darth Tenebrous' time or maybe Darth Plagueis, but probably Darth Tenebrous because Plagueis would be about maybe 10 to 15 years old at the time, so he might not be in the show, but who knows? They could change it based off how they want to do the canon. Plagueis isn't really considered canon, even though he is, but I mean, he is in my heart. So I came up with this theory strictly because Daphne Keane is in the show, and Daphne Keane plays Lyra in His Dark Materials, which is a HBO show based off of the novel trilogy, The Golden Compass. Now, the Golden Compass, basically, long story short, there's these, it's a world, there's people, they have these things called daemons, and they are like little animals that run around with them, and there's a tether that connects them between themselves. And the antagonists in that show basically are trying to sever the tie of the daemon to the child. It has severe effects on the child. So now this show, Darth Tenebrous, people who know about him, he is Darth Plagueis' master. Plagueis is Palpatine's master. So Tenebrous is a scientist. He's more of a scientist Sith Lord than a ruthless killer Sith Lord that we would all consider to be an evil guy. But he was a scientist. Now, some people know that he was trying to create a virus during his time as the Dark Lord of the Sith, and that he was trying to use a virus to eliminate the Jedi. What if this show was based around the time when Darth Tenebrous and maybe his master, which believed to be some sort of Twi'lek, we know there's a dark shadowy figure in the trailer. It didn't really look like a Bith, and it didn't really look like a Twi'lek, so we don't really know who that is. So that, again, they could all change it because it's not canon. So what if Darth Tenebrous is working on this virus with his master at the time to eliminate the Jedi? Now, Leslie Headland said the show isn't what you think it is, which, I mean, from what we've seen, there's a Sith, red lightsaber, force powers. So we might just think, oh, it's going to tie in the Sith revealing themselves to the Phantom Menace. But Mundi said in the Attack of the Clones that, or in the Phantom Menace, the Sith revealed themselves in over millennia. So nobody knows that the Sith are still around. That being said, if anyone has read the High Republic novels, we know that there's the Nihil or the antagonists, and basically like a cheap knockoff of the Mandalorian system. Wasn't a big fan of it. That's a whole other story. But let's just say theoretically, one of the they're called paths. One of the paths in the Nihil was the path of the open hand. And they were a group of cultists that did not think anyone should control the Force. And that's the Jedi. And they were working to eliminate the Jedi and their ability to use the Force. Now, the Nihil in the High Republic created this. Sorry, they didn't create. They found this beast. They found this like artifact, and it was like an egg. And then they hatched this beast out of it. It's called the Nameless, and they ended up calling it the Leveler. And this beast, basically what it is, it cut off people and their ability to use the Force. And it was killing these Jedi. So now my theory is that Darth Tenebrous is the Dark Lord of the Sith at the time, and he's the one behind the shadows. Tenebrous has somehow took this beast or materials from this beast and is trying to make a virus from this creature to then cut off selectively who is using the Force, and he's trying to eliminate the Jedi that way with his master or his apprentice, whoever it is. We see Daphne Keane in the trailer, her character, Jecki, I think her name is, and she has a quote.
What is that?
And when we see this, you'd think that if she saw a person holding a lightsaber, you wouldn't be too shocked and say, like, what is that? Because obviously it's a person holding a red lightsaber. So there has to be some sort of other creature. Now, my theory is that Darth Tenebrous creates this virus to kill the Jedi, and that they were testing on Jedi that they were capturing.
Someone is killing Jedi.
And that they were eliminating the Jedi. However, the virus wasn't working as intended, and it was like making this like zombie, like ghoul, like Force person that was basically just like ravaging and killing everyone. And also, I think that Amanda Steinberg's character is going to be, although she's going to be a main character, I think that her plot story is going to be a subplot to distract us from the main villain or the main drama of the actual whole series. So that's my theory on what's going to happen to the Acolyte. Now, this might be too crazy, but I've read the Star Wars Red Harvest, which has deathly stormtroopers, zombie-like stormtroopers, and even with Ahsoka, they had the reanimated stormtroopers, which obviously the Night Sisters are a little bit different. But I think it's a cool concept. Could work, but that's my theory. Throwing it out there. It might be way crazy, but let me know what you guys think. And again, Daphne Keane, Lyra, and the Golden Compass. If you haven't read those books, definitely read it or watch the show. Spoiler for the show. In that show, when they sever the kid's tether, they end up becoming like kind of zombie-like. They don't like attack people, but they're very zombie-like and deathly. So it's definitely an interesting topic, and it's strictly based off of Leslie Helen saying it's not what we think it is. And so it could be a cool spin on things. Let me know what you guys think. Does this have any plausibility or not? Anyways, love to hear input.